It's time for another book haul. So I have this ongoing series that I've been working on and talking about quite a bit called The Masterpieces of Science Fiction. This is a list of 140 books that Easton Press has put together of what they consider some of the masterpieces of science fiction. And I've been looking for physical copies of all these books. I'm not buying all the Easton Press books. That would probably cost like $10,000. So I've just been looking everywhere, locally, online, and I made some good progress. And one theme you'll see in this video is a lot of the books on this list are part of a series, and I'm kind of a completist, and my plan is when I get to a book that is part of a series, I plan on reading through the whole series unless I completely lose interest for one reason or another. I might stop early. So you'll notice a lot of these books I got today, I picked up the whole complete series. The first one, pretty excited for. This is James Blish, A Case of Conscience. And this is a book club edition. It's a kind of hard book to find. I really love this copy though. The cover has just got so much going on. Very interesting book. I've heard about this book for a long time, never read it. But in doing some research, I've noticed that it's part of a series. I don't know how loosely connected, but I managed to find the paperback of the first book, Dr. Mirabilis. And then there's two smaller novels that kind of make up the middle of this 4-book series. Those books are very hard to find in paperback, very expensive, but I was able to get a book club edition of The Devil's Day. And this is actually a compilation of Black Easter and The Day After Judgment. So when I decide to read this series, I'm going to start with this, go to this, and finish with this. So excited for that, excited for those copies. Maybe someday I'll find the paperback versions out in the wild. Here's another book on the list, The Embedding by Ian Watson. Don't know much about him or the book, but I will be reading that at some point. H.P. Lovecraft, The Dunwich Horror. This is just a newer kind of copy. Arthur C. Clarke, Rendezvous with Rama. It's a pretty good condition, older copy. Piers Anthony, Macroscope. This has a neat cover, neat text block. Just overall, the spine is pretty creased. Not too happy about that, but it is what it is. Arthur C. Clarke, The Fountains of Paradise. Frederick Pohl, Gem. Michael Bishop, No Enemy But Time. This has proved to be kind of a difficult book to find. This is taped up, and found this locally. I'll probably be looking for a better copy at some point of that if I like the book. Kate Wilhelm, Where Late the Sweet Birds Sang. This is a nice vintage paperback copy. Really like this. A little bit of creasing. Hal Clement, Mission of Gravity. Very nice copy of this book. Wilson Tucker, The Year of the Quiet Sun. This is another one that I managed to find locally, but it is beat up and tattered. Never read anything by him nothing by him. Elizabeth Ann Scarborough, The Healer's War. Nice copy here. Ray Bradbury, Dandelion Wine. This is a newer kind of reprint book, but in really good shape. Ira Levin, this is a fellow Ira, Rosemary's Baby. Not the best copy. Questionable that it's even on the list of masterpieces of science fiction. But when we get to that book, we will discuss how that made it on the list. Here's a nice classic, C.S. Lewis, Out of the Silent Planet. Nice little reprint copy. I believe this is part of a trilogy. I don't have the other two books, but if I like it, I'll have to hunt that down. Now this I'm pretty happy about. Stephen King, The Dead Zone. Found an old vintage paperback copy of this. Really good condition, which it's hard to find these in good condition, especially the black spines. They just show creases and damage really easily. When Gravity Fails, George Alec Effinger. This is a nice copy. Never heard of this author or the book, so I'll be interested to read that. And this is another one that I've never heard of. This Is the Way the World Ends by James Morrow. And this one's in great shape. So all of those were part of the masterpieces of science fiction, so I put a big dent on what I was looking for there. Now, some of these others, I bought some lots, and some of the books were part of the series and some not. So I love these old classic Dunes. These are reprints, older printings, but I still really like them. I managed to get this set on eBay, and I mean, come on. This copy of Dune, just love it. The rest of the books, you got the two immediate sequels. They're in great shape, great spines. And God Emperor, I believe these were issued in these little box sets at some point. The person I bought this from didn't have the box anymore, but I think that's where they came from. And then the Decide Experiment. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm not sure, but. And then Pamela Sargent has a book that's on the list called Venus of Dreams. And I was looking for the book, and I stumbled across someone on eBay who had a big lot of books. I'll show you all those. But this is the first book in a trilogy, Venus of Dreams. So I'll be reading this, pretty good shape. And if I like it, there's two sequels. And I think I have the right order. I think it goes next would be Venus of Shadows. Nice copy there. And then Child of Venus. And this makes up a trilogy, and it's pretty thick. It's be a big one to get through. So if I like the first book, I'll continue on reading that. Now, the other books that came in this set, let's go through those. So The Golden Space, Timescape version. Watchstar. The Sudden Star. Star Shadows. Cloned Lives. The Alien Upstairs. Kind of a funny cover. The Shore of Woman. And the last one that I got, Climb the Wind. So I got an amazing deal on this whole set. It was pretty much cheaper than I could find just the single book. Another thing I got from book outlet was a whole set of Jules Verne's classics. There's 2 books in here that are part of the Masterpieces of Science Fiction, Around the Moon and From the Earth to the Moon. So these are just, these are kind of nice new versions of these classics. I think on Book Outlet this whole set was like $8 or something. So pick that up. And then Dan Simmons' Hyperion is on the list. I broke down on this. I wanted all 4 books. I've read this in the past. I haven't read the sequel, The Fall of Hyperion. So I'll definitely I'll reread Hyperion, definitely read this. And then the Edaminian, however you said that. It always sounds like edamame to me. So soybeans, got those. So I got the whole set, and I had some credit on Amazon. I think I got the whole. This came as a bundle for like $30 or something like that. And then what else I got here? So David Brin, Startide Rising. There's the first book in the trilogy here. And then I can't remember which order it goes, but I have the whole trilogy. So here's the Uplift War. And Sundiver. So this one has been on my radar for a long time. I'm pretty sure I will enjoy the whole series, but I'll definitely be reading the first book and then we'll go on from there. Okay, now one of my favorite authors of all time is Kurt Vonnegut, and I found someone selling these 2 box sets on eBay. And the boxes themselves are ripped, I think, from getting the books in and out. But I don't really care about the boxes. Now, The Sirens of Titan is on the list of the Masterpieces of Science Fiction. And these are probably later print, later print copies of these. But I really like these older covers more so than some of the newer ones. So I've also got Cat's Cradle. Everyone knows Slaughterhouse-5. Welcome to the Monkey House. This has one of my favorite short stories of all time called, let me get this for, Harrison Bergeron. It's so short, you gotta read it. It's hysterical. It's about a future where everybody has to be equal. So if you're strong, they like chain weights to you. If you have good vision, they put glasses on there to distort your vision so that everybody's kind of on an equal plane. It's just hilarious. God bless you, Mr. Rosewater. I've read almost everything Vonnegut has put out, except I haven't read this one. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Wham Peters, Foma, and Grand Falloons. So I haven't read that one. Also came with Player Piano, Mother Night, and another one of my favorites, Breakfast of Champions. So picked up all those. And then the final 3 books, and this is one that I'm currently reading. Kim Stanley Robinson, Red Mars. This is a big book, and I'm currently, 30% through, maybe 25%. Absolutely loving this book. It's going to take me a little while to get through that, but I also got the 2 sequels. So the interesting thing with this is on the Masterpieces of Science Fiction, this is the book that they have there. And I think it's just because, well, actually, I'm not sure why. I don't think you would want to read these out of order or just read Green Mars. I'll let everyone know when I get to that. But this is obviously the first book in the trilogy, and then we go to Green Mars, and then finally Blue Mars. And I'm going to probably read these all in a row. I might throw a couple small books in between as little palate cleansers, but I'm really loving it so far. So that's about it there. I mean, that's quite a few books, but the good news is I'm making really good progress on having all 140 books, like a physical copy of them. So I think in the next few weeks, I probably won't do a book haul video. It'll probably be a video showing all the books. I'm going to reorganize my bookshelves and I'm going to dedicate, like, hopefully I can fit them all on 3 shelves. And so we'll have a physical representation of all the 140 books. And so that'll probably be the next kind of book haul / Easton Press update video that I do. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching and liking and doing all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.